Hello, all you Garbearians above and beyond, and welcome to another edition of the Garbear Review. We're going a little crazy today because we're going over a new Disney film. In case you haven't heard, it's called Maleficent. Yes, in case you were living under a rock, it is Disney, and according to certain people in society, she is considered the best and best villain, one of the best Disney villains out there, which I personally don't get. I'm probably sure there's more, and probably sure there's way better villains than Maleficent. And yes, I said that correctly for the first time because let's face it, that is a horrible name and it's hard to say. I'm not gonna lie, the outtakes for this one took me at least 2 hours. I said her name for 2 hours just so I can get it right. But yes, I will say this. She is the most badass villain that I know, and I don't know any other villain, Disney villain for that matter, that could turn themselves into a fire-breathing dragon. I mean, come on. But I have to say, I was looking forward to this for a while, and unfortunately, this film actually disappointed me a lot. And it wasn't so much about the character and the development, but the film in its entirety. It just made me sad, and I was really heartbroken about where the direction of this movie was going. It's Maleficent. It's Disney. It should be lively. It should be bright. It should be powerful. It should have meaning. You know, I mean, they brought in some really two great actors in here. Angelina Jolie, who was actually probably born to play this role, and she was, if I could say, magnificent in this movie. And the problem was is that it was only her. She was the only thing keeping me in my seat. Her acting was superb. She reacted well as if Maleficent would, and then you have Ella Fanning who played Aurora, whose beauty matched the character well. I mean, at least a younger version of the character, But what I found interesting about this film is that it uh, it it went back to when Maleficent was a child, when she had wings, apparently as part of the story now. Which is interesting because if you watch Sleeping Beauty as a child, like most '90s kids have, like this guy, you wanted to know the backstory of Maleficent because she comes in like with so much. If I can't believe I'm gonna say this, with so much swag. I'm gonna kill you, David. Uh, she basically embodies this character with such class. I mean, it's amazing what they did. They reinvented the character basically, and it's kind of fun to see that they did that. They brought you into with King Henry, and they gave you Prince Philip, which is part of the storyline. We all know that part of the story with Maleficent, which is when this is basically that Philip de, denied her and Maleficent became friends, and basically he denies her of that, and they break apart, and she basically just does what a girl does. She overreacts. I'm sorry to say, and I'm probably gonna get hate mail and probably get bombarded with this, but it's true. She goes nuts and destroys him. In the movie, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's kind of okay. We get it why she reacted that way. She he ripped off her wings. I mean, you don't do that to anybody. I mean, at least anybody I know. But yeah, I mean, you basically see where she's coming from the movie, and the reinventing of this character was very bold in Disney's, in my opinion, because it's such an iconic character where it's hard to see where they would come up with a story where how and when and why she would react and do what she has done. And the thing I hate, there's a lot of things I hated about this film. It disappointed me, from at least from the beginning, middle, and end. It was just horrible, horrible, horrible. The way what they did was is that they reinvented the character, which is fine. But what they did was that they made her the character development for Maleficent was they made her care for the child, for Aurora. which again is fine, but the way that they did it wasn't the way it should have been done. There's a way to do this and there's a way to not do this, and the way it was written wasn't the way to do it. And the biggest disappointment I kind of have to say was that, I'm a guy, so the biggest part about this was the action. There was very little of it. The biggest part was that if you know the story of Sleeping Beauty, you know what does Maleficent turn into? A dragon, correct. We all know it. We all know it's coming, but they didn't do it. There is a dragon in the movie. Don't get me wrong. There is a dragon in the movie because the trailers show it, right? The trailers show a fire-breathing dragon trying to kill, the king's men instead of Humpty Dumpty. There, there is a there is a line where you don't fuck up with the story. Maleficent is supposed to turn into the dragon. That did not happen in this movie, and I'm very disappointed in this because that's not what I signed up for this film. Not even the Black Nuts. And I'm sorry that I made you laugh on that one because I know a few you guys are laughing right now, or right meow, I should say. But yes, it was a film that disappointed me at least from the very beginning. The only good part is Angelina Jolie, and that they reinvented the character. That is the only part. That is the only thing I like about it. They didn't. Rumpelstiltskin wasn't even in this, which I believe was supposed to have a part in her pricking the spindle, I believe, unless I'm crossing over between Disney and Once Upon a Time. Don't know how that worked, but I from what I'm remembering from my childhood, I remember Rumpelstiltskin in this story, but who knows anymore. But yeah, it was very interesting. I did like that Angelina Jolie was Maleficent. She fit the character profile so well. She has the look. She had the acting the acting chops to pull it off, and it was enjoyable. Um, the thing is I think you can figure this out. I am not recommending this film. I know it's probably sad for those who want to watch it, and if you do, wait until it's out on DVD. Get it on demand or Redbox or something. Anything that basically you don't have to pay for would be fantastic. Even go to the library if you have to. Our next adventure will be finding about how many ways you can die in the West, and I believe there could be a million, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that.